Hi everybody. I was just having a conversation with my friend, and the camera's being stupid. Anyway, I was just having a conversation with my friend that got me to thinking about some of the things, okay, you can go now, some of the things that Demon Souls taught me, basically about save scrubbing, you know, going back to saves every time you get a result you don't like, and what it means to defeat a boss that's caused you a lot of trouble and things like that. So, you know, I've been gaming for quite a while, and as everybody knows, back in the old days, before the technology was available, saving was kind of impossible. You had passwords for levels, you had lives, things like that, but basically saving your progress was pretty rare. I think the first game I ever played to let you save your progress was Link to the Past, and I remember being shocked and amazed that that something was capable of that. And now we're completely spoiled by it. We have, you know, we have various types. We have checkpoints, we have hard saves, we have quick saves, and for a long time I was convinced that my favorite was quick save because I knew going into battle I could quick save or whatever. And then added to that, different games have different stipulations. Like in Dragon Age, you can't save when you're in combat, but you know, like in Origins, and I think in 2, it's been a while since I played 2. I've actually played Origins more recently than I played Dragon Age 2. You heal at the end of each battle anyway, so it's kind of pointless. Whereas Skyrim pretty much lets you save whenever you freaking want to, and that can actually be a bad thing if you only have one save and you save yourself in a bad place. You could be screwed. But luckily it quick saves, unless you turn it off, it quick saves whenever you go to into a building or out of a building, and I've had to go back to that a couple of times because I stupidly saved myself, you know, with no potions right about to fight a boss. So anyhow, and then I'm gonna throw my camera out the window because it's being super annoying, but whatever. And then I played Demon Souls, and subsequently I played Dark Souls. And all of a sudden, I was thrust back into this situation where I couldn't pick where to save. Now, Dark Souls is actually a little easier than Demon Souls in regards to that. Everyone always says that Dark Souls is harder than Demon Souls. I don't really understand what that's in reference to. I mean, as everyone that's played the game knows, in Dark Souls you have bonfires, which are checkpoints. Demon Souls doesn't have that. Demon Souls is just the hub world and everything like that. But nonetheless, both of these games, even the bonfire thing in Dark Souls 2, the bonfires are very far apart, and enemies will attack you even at a bonfire, and some of the bonfires are in very dangerous locations. I, of course, am thinking of the swamp. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but that's pretty much where I gave up on Dark Souls for a long time, is the swamp, because I had finished everything else I could get access to, and I was like, I'm fucked. I can't get out of here. Anyhow, but something amazing happened as I was playing these Nintendo hard games. I learned what pride is again. I learned what, you know, actual hardship and challenge is. I also, you know, experienced tedium, because there's a lot of tedium in those games, for sure, and anyone who says there isn't is either a fanboy or hasn't played the games, because those games are built on tedium. But at the same time, even the tedium itself also adds to the overall satisfaction when you finally beat that boss, when you finally beat that level, or, you know, that game. And that is something that since I played those games, I've tried to apply in other games, even games, you know, like Skyrim and Far Cry and everything else that have checkpoints or that have autosaving or have both. And, you know, really, the option in those games is there for me to save scrub, but I choose not to. Case in point, I was playing Skyrim about a week ago, and I was in a ruin I'd never been in before, even though I've put like 300 hours into the game, literally. There's still plenty of locations I've never been to before. I was playing a Khajiit caster, thief type person, whatever, because I always, you know, I can't settle for just one class. I have to make up my own class. I had a staff of summon fire Ashinash, or Flame Astronaut, whatever. You know the one I'm talking about. And I had Lydia for my companion. And I've never been particularly attached to Lydia because she's really annoying. I mean, she acts like everything you ask her to do is this huge bother. And it's like, oh my god, woman, let me backhand you. In fact, people have made entire mods just for backhanding NPCs. And I think a lot of those, they had, Lydia and Nazim and stuff like that in mind when they made those mods. Anyhow, but she had been my companion since the beginning of the game with this character. She had a lot of really important gear on her, or not important necessarily, but, stuff that I either plan to use in the future or stuff that I wanted to keep in reserve. That I had her carrying it, because this character I was actually trying to push as a caster. Usually I'm a sneak type. Anyway, so I was in this ruin, and the boss of this ruin, I can't remember his name now, but basically he takes all your companions and turns them against you. But I hadn't even reached the boss when I got swarmed by Jogger Lords, because I am playing Skyrim on Master Difficulty with some mods that make it even harder, because I like to punish myself, I guess. And so I was basically, the hardest joggers that are there were attacking me, and somehow Lydia got killed. And I didn't even realize she got killed because I was running around trying to kill the guys and defend myself and hide and, lure them into traps. But I managed to kill the huge group, and I went back to find Lydia, and all of a sudden I found her body. And I was like, wait, what? Oh, should I go back to another save? But no, I haven't gone back to, I haven't deliberately quit the game and gone back to another save since I made this character. The only time I've gone back to saves is when I actually died, which happens often, but I don't really consider that the same, because it's not like I really chose to die or when it crashed a couple times. But anyway, and so I was like, no, I will forge ahead. Unfortunately, I was still a really far distance from the end of this cave. Like I said, I hadn't even reached the final guy yet. So I used the staff that I had on me for turn corpse into zombie, and I did that to poor Lydia. And so she followed me to the entrance, or to the exit to the next area. But then when I went through the door, she suddenly turned into a pile of ash, which I guess is what usually happens when you go through a portal, except that the game, I don't know if this was a glitch or planned, but the game would not let me go into the inventory of this pile of ash. So all my stuff that was on her was gone. All the amulets and magic gear that I was gonna rip the enchantments from later, and all the iron ore and all the silver ore and not moonstone. What am I trying to say? Malachite. All of that stuff was gone. And for a second, I was like, yeah! But then I was like, even though that stuff was stuff that I found while I was playing, honestly, it's not like any of that was super irreplaceable. If I found something that was unable to be replaced, I would keep it on my character, even if it was really heavy. Well, if it was really, really heavy, I would consider it not worth it and get rid of it. But anyway, it was all stuff that it was a little bit, tedious having collected all this stuff and lose it, but at the same time, what's the point of carrying it all around anyway? It's like, when you're playing Final Fantasy and you're keeping a Mega Elixir for the final boss, and then you end up not needing it, or, it doesn't even make a difference anyway. Or, of course, all the weaken type spells that don't work on any of the bosses. Anyway, whole other tangent. So what's the point of carrying this stuff if I'm never going to use it? And so even though I had lost all this stuff, I didn't consider it lost progress, because it's not like I lost levels. I didn't lose, I didn't lose my coin or anything like that. And everything that I had lost was stuff that wasn't really that important. What was important was the fact that I had been disarmed by the shouts from the joggers, and lost my staff. I was more upset about my lost staff than I was about Lydia. So I left the pile of all my remains there, and I went back inside, and I literally spent like an hour of real time going around this place, and I finally found my staff, and when I found my staff, I was ecstatic. And then shortly after, I fought the boss, and the boss kept turning the flame Atronachs against me, so I had to figure out how to defeat him by basically dodging behind a pedestal, attack him, dodge, and it took a long time, but I finally killed him. And when I killed him, it was amazing. It was me. It was all me. Lydia wasn't there to help. You know, Lydia wasn't there to one-shot take all the glory. I had to make do with the stuff that I had on me. And when I beat that boss and I stepped out of those ruins and I stood on that platform looking down over the misty covered valley, it was amazing. It felt like I just climbed Everest. And this wasn't even like the end of the game. This was just a difficult ruin that I was in. And that's what I'm talking about, where you take this element that's Demon Souls and, you know, other games like that, roguelikes, I guess, where you can't choose your saves. Pretend, just try it. Just make a new character in your favorite game, provided it isn't one of those stupid games that only lets you have one save. So stupid. Make a new character, and don't let yourself be a save scrubber. Just play it straight. If you die, then you go back to the previous one. But otherwise, don't go back to a save. You know? I swear to you, I don't swear to you, but if you're anything like me, it will seriously open your eyes to the world of gaming all over again. You know, like I told my friend, it was basically a bucket of cold water in my face when I played Demon Souls, and that sounds bad, but at the same time, it has the benefit of awakening you to this sounds all metaphysical and crap, but it awakens you to a whole different way of playing, because when you're like me, when you play, well, I don't play as many games now as I used to because I don't have as much time, but nonetheless, when you have played as many games as I have, for as many years as I have, it becomes habit more than something you actually do for enjoyment. You know, especially like MMO players, and that's one of the reasons I won't touch most MMOs with a 10-foot pole, is because I see these people that treat it like a job. And literally, I've played MMOs before, and I was like, okay, I'm watching a movie as I'm leveling in this MMO. When did this MMO become a job? And I was like, So, I ask you guys, pick your favorite game or the game that you're playing right now, make a new character, play it straight, don't ever go back to a save unless you die and you have no other choice. And tell me how it feels. Because, like I said, for me, it was kind of amazing. And I know this video probably makes me sound like a huge nerd, and I can already see the comments that are like, oh my god, lol, she thinks it's real. I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying that this definitely helps the immersion. You know, save scrubbing kills immersion because real life isn't like that. It'd be great if it was, but when you make a mistake in real life, you are stuck with that mistake. There is no going back. And it kind of sounds lame to do that in a game, but at the same time, it makes it so much more real. It makes you so much more into the game, and by proxy, it makes the game, you know, it makes it a lot more rewarding when you succeed in the game, because it's a lot more like you're succeeding in real life. That sounds really weird, but basically it's true. Think about it. You know, if it's as difficult or almost as difficult to succeed in a game as it is to succeed in real life, then when you succeed in the game, it's more rewarding than, you know, if you cheated. Like, that's why I don't understand cheaters. But anyway, I could go on for 3 hours. I'm not gonna. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on that, and you know, give you guys that charge to play a game and not go back to an old save. So yeah, leave a comment and tell me what your opinions are about saving and save scrubbing, and if you do it, if you do it and you're ashamed, if you do it and you're like, whatever, it's just a game, you know. I'm not saying everybody's like me, but that has been my experience. So, and also I might do a live stream this Thursday starting at 3 o'clock PST, Pacific Standard Time. So if you'd like to take part in that, you should follow the Facebook page, the Games Are for Fight Facebook page. Just look in the description of this video and every video, and I will post there this Thursday if I'm gonna do it, and I probably will do it. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna get back to work on this Sleeping Dogs review and hopefully finish it sometime this century. I'm doing a lot of editing, that's why it's taking so long. You'll see why it takes so much editing when you see this video. And yeah, that's it. Cleo out! Bye!